Okay, so today is August the 26th, and we are with Rick Bowen, the veteran concert producer, promoter, founder, and creative director of Flashback, the classic rock experience, and Chuck Negron, the featured performer who is a founding member of Three Dog Night. Guys, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
We're terrific. All right, Rick, how did the concept of this tour come about? Give me a little background.
I went to a Concerts West reunion about 3 years ago and was asked if I had any ideas for new shows. I said, really, I don't. When I was at that reunion, though, I got to see the Celine Dion show, and I was just blown away by the video content that she had in that show. Also went to see a couple of the Cirque du Soleil shows, and all of the production, the staging, the multimedia content that they had made a huge impression on me, and I began to think about, well, maybe I could come up with a new show. Later that year, I saw the Trans-Siberian Orchestra live in Columbia, South Carolina, and after seeing that show, the epiphany, the light bulb, so to speak, came on. I was inspired to do a large-scale arena show that's very similar to those Cirque shows and TSO and Celine, but to feature the very best of classic rock music. Classic rock has come back into its own, and it is probably, at this stage of the game, the most popular music that's out there. The genre has just become widespread. The baby boomers love it, their kids love it, their kids' kids love it. It's a multi-generational type of demographic that this music appeals to. And the idea was to present it on a platform that's never before been presented. Large production values in every respect, many truckloads of lights, a gigantic laser show, 7 video screens, video content that goes with each of the individual music selections that we've done in this show. And we tried to do the best of the Doors, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Three Dog Night, Steppenwolf, on down the pike. The whole second half is nothing but Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd, and it's presented as if Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd were on stage together. That was the whole idea. What if they'd ever played together? They were never able to play together, and so we've approached the music from that standpoint and made it very large, very big, and very, very good. The orchestra, the band, the singers are literally some of the cream of the crop, maybe the best. This may be one of the best bands that's ever put together in the history of music. The music is just jaw-dropping good.
You know, we're talking about the music. Give me your opinion about the longevity of this music. I mean, it's making a resurgence in this country. It's becoming like what Frank Sinatra was when we were kids, and then all of a sudden, you know, the 40s music came back. Tell me a little bit about the resurgence of this rock.
The popularity of all of the rock music that was produced back in the late 60s, early 70s has really come to the forefront. When any of the groups that are able to tour, you know, for example, Bob Seger, Roger Waters, Bob Dylan, any of those icons from the era, when they tour, they sell out every performance. People want to hear that music, but they also want to hear the music of the Doors and Janis and Jimmy. Of course, those guys are gone away. They're not with us anymore, so it's impossible for their music to be presented by the original group. So what we've tried to do is to take the music that we know people want to hear in concert and present it in this large-scale, gigantic arena platform, and give people the music that they would love to hear live but aren't able to because of the situations with the groups or the members. Either they don't want to tour or they're not able to tour. So that's the whole concept, is to try to present the greatest music of the classic rock era, late 60s, early 70s, because of the resurgence in popularity, but to do it in a way that's never been done before.
Well, speaking of all the bands and the legends, you've got one sitting right next to you, and Chuck Negron from Three Dog Night, one of the best bands of your time. Chuck, tell us a little bit about your participation in the show. Tell us a little bit about your feelings about this concert.
I'll be performing several Three Dog Night songs. One, Eli's Coming, Celebrate, and of course, Joy of the World. Get everyone involved in that. And the difference between when I did it in the 60s and early 70s with the guys is the production is technology we didn't have then. So this is being presented in a very beautiful and powerful way with the amplification and the lights and the lasers. So, it's kind of, living a dream for me, because this technology kind of came along, after our band had stopped. So it's really, really a great joy to be on stage with all this wonderful stuff happening, production.
It sounds like an amazing show. And, what's the age group, Rick? I mean, are we bringing, Grandma and Grandpa and the little guys?
I mean, absolutely. You're going to have the baby boomers who lived the era, and probably some of them even a little older than the baby boomers. But, you're going to have their kids and their kids' kids, and maybe in some cases even their kids' kids' kids. I mean, this music has become so popular that the 8, 10, 11, 12-year-olds are now very much into it. The music literally is more popular than it was when it was done 35 or 40 years ago. So we expect a wide demographic. We've tried to make it a family show. We expect, the grandpas to bring their grandkids in to see this show. We've kept a very lean, low ticket price on this thing. If you bought the cheapest tickets, you could bring 2 kids and 2 adults for less than $50. So we really have tried to appeal to the family audience on this, and that's who we would be delighted to have come, to the show. We really want the grandpa and the granddaddy, grandmother to be able to present this music to their offspring and to show them what great music they grew up with back in the late 60s, early 70s.
Tell me a little bit where we can get more information about the concert.
We've got a couple of websites. www.flashbacktour.com has the entire history of the band, the songs that are involved. It has every date that we're playing. This is a 100-city tour, 50-some cities in the fall and 50 more in the spring. So we're trying to go to every city in America. And when you go to the website, you'll be able to get the ticketing information and the links to those ticketing outlets. We also have a MySpace page. It's www.myspace.com/flashbacktour.
Well, let me tell you guys, it sounds amazing. Rick Bowen, Chuck Negron, we wish you a successful tour. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.